Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Aminah Sajida binti Sajali. My matric number is PC092092.
My name is Siti Nur Ala binti Yusri. My matric number is PC09200095.
My name is Nuiza binti Rosdi and my matric number is PC09200064.
My name is Nurul Huda binti Muhammad Nasir. Matric number PC09200083.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Atira binti Rusdi. My matric number is PC092054.
My name is Nur Batisha Nabila binti Awaludin. My matric number is PC09200056.
Today I will talk about the best sterilization method for culture media. So what is culture media? Culture media is substance that we use for grow the microorganism. The purpose of culture media is to identify, study, and it also used for biological product. The best way of the sterilization for culture media is moist heat sterilizations by using the autoclave. The reason why I choose moist heat sterilization because it can eliminate the microorganism or viable life without change their physical and chemical properties. In order to achieve that, it needs the accuracy in temperature and duration such as 121 degrees Celsius for 15 minutes. The mechanism of action for moist heat sterilization is by denature the structural protein of the cell. The advantage of this sterilization method, it rapidly kill or eliminate the microbial, and it also doesn't give a toxic for staff and environment. The disadvantage of this sterilization method, it is require a longer hour to wait until the pressure inside the chamber is going down to opening the autoclave, and it also require the accuracy, temperature and durations.
For my part, I choose surgical gown. Gown are example of personal protective equipment used in healthcare setting. It is used to protect the wearer from spread of infection or illness if the wearer comes in contact with potential infection liquid and solid material. So, the most suitable method for surgical gown is steam sterilization. Steam sterilization is the best method for sterilizing dressing. Steam sterilization is extremely popular for disinfecting instruments and other surgical items such as gown pad. Instruments are placed in a surgical bag and exposed to steam under pressure. Okay, the next is mechanism action. The mechanism action of steam sterilization is a moist heat destroys microorganism by the irreversible coagulation and denaturation of enzyme and structural proteins. It is been found that the presence of moisture significantly affects the coagulation temperature of protein and temperature at which microorganisms are destroyed. The apparatus of steam sterilization is an autoclave. Next, the advantage and disadvantage of steam sterilization. The advantage of steam sterilization is first the low cost, safety and efficiency. Second of advantage is least affected by organic or inorganic soils among sterilization process listed. And the last one is the disadvantage of the steam sterilization is dangerous for heat sensitive instrument. And the second of disadvantage steam sterilization is may leave instrument wet and causing them to rust.
I would like to explain about the method of sterilization for surgical dressing. So the method of sterilization for surgical dressing is moist heat sterilization, that is also known as steam sterilization. So the reason why I chose this method is because it has better penetrating powder than dry heat. The given temperature can produce a faster reduction in the number of living organisms. The mechanism of action for moist heat sterilization is it can kill microorganisms by causing protein coagulation or denaturation of the enzymes and structural proteins that can kill microorganisms at lower temperature and in shorter times than dry heat. So the device that used for moist heat sterilization is autoclave that is commonly used for steam sterilization. The advantages of moist heat sterilization is it is a simple process that only involves two parameters, which is time and temperature. and an excellent process for reusable medical devices that not adversely affected by temperature 121 degrees Celsius until 135 degrees Celsius. And the last one is disadvantages for moist heat sterilization. Many products and packaging materials cannot tolerate high temperature above 121 degrees Celsius and not appropriate for more single-use disposable medical devices.
I would like to present my findings on suitable method for latex glove sterilization. The most suitable method is moist heat sterilization at above 100 Celsius by using autoclave. I chose this method because moist heat in the form of saturated steam under pressure autoclave is the most dependable and economical method of sterilization for latex glove. Furthermore, moist heat has better penetrating power than dry heat and at a given temperature produce a faster reduction in the number of living organisms. Next, mechanism of action. Coagulation, denaturation of proteins that cause cell death. It has been found that the presence of moisture significantly affects the coagulation temperature of proteins and the temperature at which microorganisms are destroyed. Device and apparatus that have been used in this method is autoclave. Advantages of this method is non-toxic for staff, patients and surrounding. Cycle is easy to manage and keep track of. And lastly, rapidly microbicidal. Disadvantages of this method is deleterious for heat-sensitive instruments, instruments of microsurgery damage by repeated exposure, and lastly, the risk of burning.
I will talk about the best method sterilization for milk. So, what is milk? Milk is the natural food source for mammals. Animals, including humans, they are produce milk to feed their young until they are ready for solid food. As such, milk, there are valuable nutrients that can help growing body, including calcium and protein. The best method for milk is pasteurization. The reason why I choose pasteurization is the process by which food products such as a juice and dairy products are mildly heated to kill off harmful bacteria, salmonella, and other disease-causing pathogens. These products thus are made safe for consumption. Pasteurization time and for the low temperature is low heating at 60 Celsius for 20 minutes. However, for the ultra high temperature, they are heated milk to 135 Celsius, albeit for 2 to 5 seconds. The brief of high heat is enough to kill nearly all bacteria spores that live in the dairy products. The mechanism for the pasteurization is conventional pasteurization process usually employ continuous heat transfer mechanism. The primary aims of this process are to destroy pathogenic organisms in the liquid food such as milk and to extend the shelf life of the product for a limited period of the time.
Now we share some information about the apparatus that we usually use for pasteurization method. Normally, we will use high temperature short time HTST pasteurization system. It also known as flash pasteurization. HTST system is the most commonly used pasteurization technique in the United States. So next, I will explain briefly about how do high temperature short time pasteurization system work. HTST pasteurization equipment use sanitary plate heat exchanger utilizing hot water or steam to raise the temperature of product. This heating stage is followed by a rapid cooling stage. The pasteurization temperature and time depends on the products. All of the products that undergo HTST pasteurization have longer shelf life than their unpasteurized counterparts. However, they are not shelf stable, so they must be refrigerated before and after opening. So next, I will explain about the advantage and disadvantage of pasteurized milk. The advantage of pasteurized milk is lower risk of sickness and you will get more nutrients. However, the disadvantage of pasteurized milk is lack of naturally occurring nutrient and the hormone and added contaminant. That's all from me. Thank you.